Final Fantasy XIV is like the best game I've ever played, man. It really is. It really is. And I give this game a lot of shit sometimes, but I don't give this game shit because I hate it. I give this game shit because I really love it so much. And it's really changed my life. That's why I give it shit. I want to talk about this delay for a minute. The release of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker has been delayed by 2 weeks to December 7th. Early access will now begin on December 3rd. Yoshida apologizes as this will be one of the largest expansions they've yet created. The content is moving according to plan. This is a saga that has been in development for 11 years, and this is the last chapter of Heidel and Zodiac saga. They want to tie up all loose ends, and Yoshida wants to examine a lot of subtleties with this regard. These examinations ate into the master quality assurance time, which necessitated the 2-week delay. It was a matter of a few business days in the schedule, but with concerns with congestion, they wanted to take time with QA as that it intertwined with how smooth the launch will happen. The decision was made last Friday. Yoshida says that being producer and director that he'd be able to deal and move on, but with Endwalker being the finale, he said he didn't want to compromise as the director and made the choice to delay. Yoshida says they remember the Heavensward launch where he promised a spring launch, but the expansion launched in early summer. I remember that too. He understands that people have taken time off and are preparing for this. They considered cuts or patches, but they wanted to prioritize quality. Okay, so let's look at this. It's more in-depth too. First and foremost, I would like to extend my thanks to everyone playing Final Fantasy XIV and looking forward to upcoming expansion pack Endwalker. However, it is with great regard that I must inform you of some unfortunate news just before a scheduled launch date, and I would like you to read the following in full. I am incredibly sorry to share this so close to launch, but I've decided to postpone the release of Endwalker. The original release date was scheduled for Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021, but I've decided to delay the release by 2 weeks. As such, the expansion pack will now be released Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Okay, I'm holding all my opinions and shit for the very end. There are several reasons for the postponement, but as I'm the one overseeing all aspects of the title as the head of the project, the responsibility falls solely on me. Allow me to convey my serious apologies to our players, our warriors of light around the world who have been looking so forward to the release of Endwalker. I am truly sorry. The new schedule, including early access, is outlined below. Okay, we already know this. Reasons for schedule changed. The biggest factor behind the release date change was my own selfishness as the game's director. Ever since I was placed in charge of the original 14, I've continued the development and operations for 14 over the past 11 years while always endeavoring to balance my position as the producer overseeing the project and the director in charge of development. It was my intention to work in the same manner as we approach the final stages of Endwalker's development. As I have mentioned previously in interviews and during live streams, Endwalker will be the largest expansion pack in the history. It has been a huge undertaking, but we proceed with development following plans that would allow us to make it in time for the originally scheduled release date, although admittedly everything would be down right to the wire. However, as we neared the end of development and I played through everything from quests to battle content and the like, I just couldn't contain my desire to further improve Endwalker's quality, specifically because this expansion pack marks the first major culmination of events in 14 so far. Even as we look beyond Endwalker, the 14 story will continue for a long time and we hope to deliver many more enjoyable experiences in the game. However, it was precisely because Endwalker concludes that the first major saga that I felt our team needed to push ourselves to the limits that I envisioned. As a result, we remain firmly resolved to adjust down to the smallest nuances and ensure our writers cover even the finest points of the vast and intricate story that has spanned these past 11 years since the original 14 to ensure that everyone can fully enjoy the adventure in Endwalker. Ultimately, the consequence of this was that we ended up in a situation where we cut into the time required for quality assurance checks due to the time spent on additional improvements. At this rate, there was a bigger risk of us reaching the release date without ensuring stability as one form of quality, and for that reason, I have decided to postpone the release at this time. Also, we anticipate large amounts of congestion across all game worlds, and I felt even in this respect, it wouldn't be right for us to release the expansion while lacking adequate stability. I'm truly sorry. Okay, so this is really good. When I look at my own career, up until now, I have never postponed a previously announced release date, although I did once shift release from spring to early summer. And when I considered that many players had already made arrangements, such as taking days off work in preparation for the original release date, I was incredibly torn between whether or not we should cut down the expansion's pack volume or even release content in installments. As such, I humbly ask you all to forgive me for the decision I've made. Final remarks. While we have postponed the release date by 2 weeks, I believe we have been able to successfully depict Endwalker's story because we set forth on this long journey developing and operating 14 together with the players. While we require a little longer until the expansion pack releases, please rest assured that we will continue investing every ounce of our strength into development and operations in order to deliver an immersive adventure to our players. One more, I would like to convey my sincerest apologies for the inconvenience caused our players and colleagues due to my own shortcomings. I sincerely apologize for this decision. We will continue to do our utmost to bring you the best experience, not only in Endwalker, but also through further updates and content that will follow, restoring your trust one step at a time. Woo! Okay, 2 weeks, no big deal. 2 weeks is nothing. If they want to delay this for 2 weeks because they want to make sure the stability, all of that bullshit happens, it's perfectly fine. However, as was mentioned, scheduling is a big fucking problem. Here is my issue with the delay. It is not the 2 weeks. My issue with the delay, I have a couple major issues. One, they canceled the Ultimate to make sure that the expansion was not delayed. This did not work. The expansion was still delayed. Now, the expansion was only delayed by 2 weeks. The point I'm trying to make here is that Square Enix is a company. There comes a point in time where you cannot believe everything that they say. Now, I know that's a really touchy subject because I know a lot of people really feel emotionally attached to Yoshi P, which I can tell you that he doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. But you are emotionally attached with this person, and that's fine. I genuinely think that he was upset. He is the face of this game. When you have to deliver news like that, a lot of people couldn't do that. They wouldn't have the ability. They wouldn't have the nerves. They just wouldn't want to face that many people and give them bad news, okay? It's not that I have an issue with the 2 weeks. What I have an issue with is the timing of how they do things. I don't know the inner workings of Square, obviously. But look, man, I find it very, very, very hard to believe, extremely hard to believe, that they didn't know that there was a possibility that they would have to delay the expansion last Friday. I don't believe that. They had to have known before then. You can believe what they say. You can believe, oh, it just jumped on us. Square Enix is a massive company, okay? If you think that Square Enix didn't know that there was a potential delay in expansion and they just found out last Friday, I think you're naive. I think you're ignorant. Now, keep in mind, we were reassured 3 times that the expansion would come out when it came out. When people saw the raid was going to be out on Christmas, they were like, why the fuck are we raiding on Christmas? This is so fucked. I believe at that time, they knew they could delay the expansion, potentially. I mean the Savage Raid, yes. My question is this. If there was a potential delay in the works, like not 100%, let's say there was like a 10% delay, 20% delay. Let's just say that there was a 5% delay. Why in the mother of God? Why would you tell people that it's coming out then? Just say it's coming out 2 weeks later. That way you don't have to make this apology. The delay actually doesn't bother me at all. I think that it fucks over some people and I think that it helps some people. I think that it fucks over the people that took time off. For those of you that have to take time off during Christmas, it's a bitch and sometimes almost impossible. So the fact that you have to like basically suck some dick to get that time off, and now that time off is completely fucking worthless now, that could piss a lot of people off, which they acknowledge and they apologize for. It is what it is. However, it also helps people that couldn't raid Christmas and now they're happy. Actually, the new member of our group wasn't able to week 1 prog, but now he can. So it's awesome. Actually, the delay worked out fucking perfect for my group. What I'm trying to say here is that just from the very start, why didn't you just have it come out December 7th instead of the week of Christmas anyway? No, I understand Japan doesn't care about Christmas. That's not my point here. If they knew there was a small chance of delay, then just delay it by the 2 weeks. And I think what it comes down to is money. And it comes down to corporate shit. Going back to what I was gonna say, the ultimate cancellation was not just COVID. It was also team management. They only have 8 dev members to test the ultimate. You need more people, obviously. And all of these people also make other shit like alliance raids, bosses, some extreme trials. So you have only 8 people to test the hardest and most intricate content that also have to do other shit. So this is team management issues here. Another thing is scheduling, which apparently they fucked this up too. Now, I already know some people are like, you're heartless, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm really not. I'm just trying to get you to understand. Believe it when it happens. You know what I mean? Like, they've delayed this expansion, right? They say it's going to come out, you know, what is it, December 7th. Their reasons for delaying this was very good, okay? And I'm glad that they did this. Let that be clear. It's just I'm able to separate my personal feelings towards the company versus what they did. They fucked up. They did. They fucked up. You cannot argue that they fucked up. You can simp for Yoshi and simp for the dev team all you want, but they fucked up multiple times. That's a fact. That's not opinion. That is a fact. Are we pissed about it? Me personally? No. I've just accepted it. The delay for Endwalker was for a very good reason. They mentioned this. This right here won't mean anything to the players that did not play in Stormblood. During Stormblood release, there was a big meme, the Raban Extreme, and then there was Pippin Extreme. For those of you that don't know, a lot of players could not actually go through the story, the main story content, because of a bug or a glitch of a fuck up. You had to talk to an NPC, and that NPC would port you into like a self-instance zone. The problem is, because the servers were so congested and shit, I don't know the technical reasons, but basically it would try to port you in there, but then it would take you back out. And that happened to a lot of players. And players literally spent 10 hours, 12 hours trying to get ported in there just to be ported out. This is very, very, very important. This is Raban. Raban Extreme. Leveling in the new game. So happy, playing a hideous race, that's fine, you know, whatever. A potato, riding on a fucking sperm. Okay, this is Raban. You see all these people standing near Raban? All right, this is what happens. You go up, you talk to Raban, accept the quest. It says, duty calls, commence battle for best served with cold steel. If your level is above 62, you will be synced. You go in, it tries to queue you in. Okay, skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene.
Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. Skip cutscene.
Skip the cutscene. You get the point here. This was Raban Extreme. This person that went through this was not the only person. There was a shit ton of people. Look how many people are here. All of these people are going through this, okay? This was the first hurdle. There was another NPC later. It was Pippin. It was Raban Extreme and Pippin Savage. When you got to a part in the story, when you talked to Pippin, Pippin would fuck you up too. Pippin was tough. Okay, I mean, not tough for me because my like dick is fucking massive, but I mean, might be tough for like, you know, a person with a lesser dick. You got stuck on Pippin. So for those of you that played during Stormblood and recognized and went through this stability, I'm pretty sure that you're glad they delayed this so that this would not happen again. And another reason, he said he's been working on this for 11 years. The story is very important in Final Fantasy. I don't care about it. I'm never going to care about it, but that doesn't matter. It is a very, very important part of the game, and I always recommend it. He said this was the finale. So this is like a huge story arc that so many people love. If this is the fucking finale, okay, I'm gonna be honest. He probably saw Game of Thrones and probably was like, you know what? Ugh, let's not do that. Let's just take the 2 weeks. At the same time, they canceled the Ultimate so that this wouldn't happen. So to me, this just means that their schedule is fucking sloppy, dude. Looking back, I wish they just would have delayed Endwalker's launch by like a month and a half or 2 months. It would have been better for the game because we would have got an Ultimate. That time, that delay would have been filled up with the Ultimate. We would still be doing that Ultimate right now. Now, I know that this is like 2020 shit, you know, obviously, but I'm just bringing this up because people were so adamant that like, no, they delayed the Ultimate so they wouldn't have to delay the expansion. Okay, well, one thing, they didn't delay the Ultimate. They canceled the Ultimate, okay? They canceled it. We're just down in Ultimate. But, you know, shit happens, man. I get it. I'm trying to get you guys to see that even though they say something, it's not set in stone. They have said that they needed to get this expansion out before the end of the year multiple times. But no, Ultimates are such a small percent of people that play, like 10% of people do Ultimates. But even if you don't do Ultimates, Ultimate content is like some of the most hyped shit. It's the biggest content on Twitch. That excuse, oh, Ultimate is only less than 1% of the player base, that's just flat out wrong. That's just literally wrong. It doesn't include people that are progging. It doesn't include people that are doing it in Party Finder. It only includes the people that have actually cleared. I guess it includes the people that bought it too. The Legend, 8.7. The Perfect Legend, 10.5. The Ultimate Legend, 11.6. Okay, so that one was based off achievements. This one's based off FF logs. Oh! I'm sorry. Characters who cleared ultimate fights. Comparison against all characters, level cap versus server. Yeah, so it's not 1%. Well, all right, real talk. You raiders on Crystal, you guys got to get your shit together. You know why? Because this whole big misconception about 1% of players only clearing ultimate, you know, you're not helping this cause, brother. You're not helping us, dude. So all of you that think that it's just 1%, you're just wrong. It's more than 1%. And this doesn't include the people that are progging and all of that shit. You know, they have a static they're progging with. They're in a party finder they're progging with. They're looking up guides. They watch it on Twitch. Some people, they literally just don't have time for it. So they look forward to this shit on Twitch. If there was a chance that there was going to be a delay, then why not just assume that there's going to be a delay and just release it December 7th? It's only 2 weeks from your original release date and no one's pissed. You don't have to go in and apologize. It probably has something to do with money or quarterly earnings or something that I'm ignorant to. I just feel like that their scheduling and release of information is fucking sloppy as fuck. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree because it's just fact. They canceled an ultimate. They pushed this back. They went back on their word. It's just sloppy, but it happens. It happens. They make mistakes too. So I'm not like personally mad at them or anything. One thing I can say though, is that I think that this particular instance, more people were white knighting for them because of Blizzard. Right now, like the meta is fuck Blizzard, Final Fantasy, fuck yeah. You know, right now that's the meta, you know. People are probably thinking like, oh, well, it could be Blizzard. It could be Blizzard, mean strummer. Like, no, the two have nothing to, like, dude, that doesn't mean anything. Like, they're two different entities, man. But anyway, so I guess TLDR on this. Yeah, I think delaying this by 2 weeks for these reasons is good. I will just say that whenever Square Enix reveals information, don't take it as 100%. He says this, restoring your trust one step at a time. This is very important. All of this, you know, my sincerest apologies, you know, yeah. We get it, you fucked up and you're sorry. You're genuinely upset. I understand that. This is the most important part. Restoring your trust one step at a time. This means more to me than all of this apologetic nonsense. Saying this statement is very powerful, and it's very powerful because they acknowledge that they fucked up. They know that they've lost trust with some of their subscribers, some of their fans, some of their players. They're trying to make amends. You cannot be mad at a person, or I guess in this case, a company. This could just be all PR, but I am also a simp for Final Fantasy XIV from time to time. And I believe this statement, and I believe that they think about it, and I believe that they will try their absolute best to make it up to people. I do. But I'm also not blind to the fact that they fucked up. Yes, they fucked up. You can say, yes, we forgive you, Yoshi P, all you want. You can tweet it out. You can look all good for Twitter and all this shit. It doesn't matter. They still fucked up. I will assume that what they say is true, but I will never believe it 100%. Never. And I will always believe it when I see it. So they said that start of early access is on December 3rd. I will believe it on December 3rd.